Okay, guys, I'm already back. I say, I had to, that video went up so quickly. I mean, almost immediately. And it was 19 minutes long. I just had to come back on, and I had pre-recorded, I had recorded something from when I first pulled this project out to do. And I was going to edit it and upload it, but hey, forget it. I'll redo it. It's too easy. Okay, so I left off with you. I decided to go ahead and do this since it was so quick, and I may be doing little segments between now and the time that we start, and I'm going to, I hope you'll excuse me for coughing. I'm not going to be able to edit this video. Um, so by the, I'm going to give you an approximate time frame when we're going to start this journal. Today is the 18th of October. Um, It will probably be the week of Halloween. Um, if it's possible, if I'm back in town, I will start the 29th or 30th, somewhere in there. But if not, then it may be the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. It's going to be that week of Halloween. That's my approximate start date. Okay, so I'm trying to give you an approximate time so that you can prepare. And it's only a couple of weeks now till Halloween. Is it that long? I mean, yeah, I almost lacking one day. I'm looking at my calendar on my computer. So I wanted to give you plenty of time to get the items that because you may not have these things that, you probably haven't quite yet thought about doing a journal for the new year. So I'm bringing it to you ahead of time so you can prepare, because it'll be fun to do it with me than to do it by yourself. That's the idea of me doing these classes. The classes are free. There's no charge. There's going to be fun. I'll probably have some drawings here and there along the way. Maybe even some little contests. Who knows? I haven't thought that far ahead. So I've got some ideas written down here for starters. And like I said, it's going to be a file folder journal. If you've never worked with file folders, trust me, you will love them. They're very easy to work with. They're not even quite as complicated to work with as envelopes, and they're far more durable. And they're so neat. I mean, the folds are nice and crisp and clean, and they won't break. They're made to be used. So it'll be very nice. You're gonna want to get colored ones, because unless you particularly like just the vanilla, and if you can get your hands on the colored ones, you're really going to love it. And in the past video that I did, real quickly, I suggested you buy the Smead brand, S-M-E-A-D. This is the super tab, but they also have them in the normal regular tab. This is the regular letter size file folders that I'm going to be using because they're the easiest to get a hold of for everyone. I bought them in a box of 100. They're like, actually I think I got them on sale for $15 for the whole box, but they're very nice. This is the pastel box. It has the blue, the purple, the green, the caramel color, and the raspberry, light raspberry. So very, very pretty and very easy to use. And you want to choose your papers accordingly to the file folders you use. If you want to use just one color, if you just want to use the caramel all the way through, that's super fine. That's up to you. But what we're going to be doing briefly, again, I know I mentioned it in the previous video, but we're going to be doing a seasonal journal. We're going to do the winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Okay, and I'm going to divide it up into 4 parts. It may end up to only be 3 albums, but if you want to put all of your albums in the same book, that is totally your option, and I will show you how to do that as we go along. Matter of fact, I'll show you everything you need to know how to create this album from start to finish. And we're going to do it, I'm not going to say on a weekly basis, because like I said, it is divided up for seasons. So we'll decide how often we need to get together to do the classes. After the first one, then we'll know how much we get done. So I'm just going to play it by ear. I'm going to try to do the classes on my Ustream channel, which is the Scraps of My Life. And because that way we can be interactive. If you have questions, you can ask me right then and there, and you won't have to email me or contact me any other way and wait for me to get back to you. So that's how I'm going to do it. And it's a seasonal journal, as I said. But before you, even before you decide your papers and all that you're going to use for your journals, you need to decide. I've got it up here. You need to decide, exclamation point, what your journal is going to be used for. Is it going to be used for family, photos, and journaling, special holidays, that sort of thing, birthdays? Is it going to be used for personal reasons, for personal growth, personal achievements, goals that you set for yourself for the new year? Is it going to be used for a combination of those things? Are you going to use it for special things, like things that you write, or songs you write, or poetry that you create? So before you actually do anything else, you need to decide what your journal theme is going to be for, because it's going to matter excuse me, how personal you make it. It's different when we make something for our individual selves and when we create something that includes the rest of the world. So even in the paper we choose. So that's the very first thing you need to decide, is what it's going to be used for. Okay? And like I said, it's going to be seasonal, so you might decide to do 2 seasons of personal journaling and the other 2 seasons of family, like right now at Christmas time and winter. You may decide to use that one for family, and then the one for the winter months. Okay, so you're going to have, basically what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to do this. This is going to be hard for me. But I'm going to try to dedicate this is one file folder that you see right here in my hand. I will also be adding cardstock pages to it, which this is an added page, this that you see completely. And this is the file folder here. So I have added this page to the folder. And I will be adding more inside of here as well. This is the folder over here. This is a little flip out that I added to the folder, as you can see. So I'll be adding other pieces into this this particular month, I guess, if you want to call it that, which this is the autumn one, than what is here. Also, I am thinking about adding single pages somewhere. I don't know whether to tuck them in pockets or whether to join them somehow between the pages, like maybe one single solid page that can be used for writing completely, nothing but writing. So I'm thinking about trying to fit that in as well. So there will be at least one folder dedicated, most likely 2 though. I'm telling you, I don't think I can get away with doing just one for each month. So most likely there'll be 2 folders. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, that's just the way it is. There'll be 2 folders for each month. So for the month of October, there will probably be 2 folders. For the month of September, the same. For the month of November, the same. Okay, because in each of these months we have a major holiday, and sometimes 2. So as I went over before, we're going to start with autumn and winter here. I'm going to start with autumn, okay, in the first class, and then we'll go to winter because that's Christmas in there, and then on and on and on. So in autumn, September, this is divided up by the month, and this is the journal. This is one section, one season. So in September, there is the beginning of school, and like I mentioned before, I had a special occasion this year with my youngest grandson starting school. So that's going to be really huge for me this year. His first day of kindergarten and all that sort of thing. Some of his handiwork. I think I'm going to scan some of it. Mine is going to be a combination of family and me. So I'm going to have a combination of family things. And you know, I don't know. As I think about it, I may do two different completely journals. So that's totally up to you. As I said before, right here, this needs to be a decision you make, and it's going to be easy to do two separate journals because we're going to do one section at a time. So once I show you how to do this, you're going to find how easy it is. But if you want to just do the one, then that's super fine too. You may want to do one with me and then go back through the week and make your own, a second one for personal journaling. That's up to you. So there's the special holidays in these months. There's birthdays, there's weddings, there's baby showers, there's the birth of new babies, there's all sorts of things in our lives that will be involved in each of these months of each season. And then there's a season of our our own selves, you know, changes that we go through. I don't know about you, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who've been going through some changes in their lives. And that's one reason I want to journal specifically. I want to do a year journal this year because sometimes when you can't talk to someone about something, it really helps, even if you can just write about it. I do a lot of writing. And as I've mentioned in other videos that I've had before, I don't even know if I posted the video that I mentioned it in, but I found a program for my iPad, and I diversed just a tad here. That is just awesome, and I'll have to mention that to you in class. I don't want to take your time right now. But it is just beautiful. It is a beautiful program, and I will have to share that with you at a later date for pulling my life together. And so I was so happy. I told everybody that I talked to within 2 weeks of finding it about it. So I think I even posted it on my Pinterest page, so if you want to check that out. I think I got it posted. I have a board that has my favorite apps on there, and so you might want to check that out. I don't know. I'm sorry if it's not there. I'll have to get it up there. Anyway, so this is important, the bones of your album. So you're going to want to get, like I said, your file folders. Then after you've decided what your what your journal is going to consist of for the month of for the autumn. I've got seasons and months all mixed up here in my head. But for the season of autumn and the months that are therein, you're going to want to decide, you know, how that's going to go, and you're going to want to decide your journal colors. And as you think about it, think about each month, and you know, you may want to use teal in the summertime. Well, teal goes well with a lot of colors, so think about the color lines. Go online. Pinterest, for instance, is a very good place to look up color combinations. It shows colors that go with colors you wouldn't even think about. A combination like the teal and the reds, and such as even this right here. This is a rusty red, and then that's an orangey rust, and then there's this gorgeous light teal in here. Excuse me. So you're going to want to think about combining your colors in your season, like for autumn. You're going to want to kind of flow together with that. And I have a couple things pulled out here for my autumn. I tried yesterday, a good part of the day, to try to find this paper line here from Making Memories. I just adore it, and I could not find it anywhere, not even on eBay. It is the Autumn Splendor, and it is gorgeous. It is to die for. So if you have this, this is a beautiful autumn, September even, beautiful colors for your album. So, but I couldn't find it. If anybody knows, anybody that may be doing a D-stash, has tons of it and just didn't use it, I actually just got that little bit there in a kit that I purchased, and I made this little album with, and I was working on that a bit yesterday. Let me know. Message me something, and so I can get my hands on it. But anyway, this is the next best thing I had. It's a paper line from My Mind's Eye, and I'll show it to you, and it's still accessible pretty much, I think. I haven't looked for it this year. I think I purchased this last year, so it's accessible some places. It's by My Mind's Eye, Fall in Love, and it's got some of the colors, but not all the colors of that one. But all different colors, from the dark rusty reds to the light golden cream here. And it has glittered pages as well as those that are not glittered, I think. Actually, all of this might be glittered. It's just beautiful. Flip through it for you very quickly. This has just very little glittering on it, on the corners really. This page here is just beautiful. That piece there, you'll see it in a minute in a whole form, or the green. So it's very vintage, looking very aged. It has some of the color overlapping, like there's some rust back behind there, and some of the cream, even though this is green. There's some of the light teal blue on this side over here that you can't see. Beautiful paper. There's like a pinky rust. It's just gorgeous. A lot of people would call this mauve. It's got glittered leaves. These are leaves along the edges, you see. And then there's this one that looks like, reminds me of the blustery wind in fall. But it could also be really pretty for Christmas, too, for Santa riding on the sleigh or something. Absolutely adorable. Love this one. Already got that one in the book. Here's another one with some fall, more subtle, with some green fall leaves. There's this one that you saw earlier. And there's this one. I think I'm down to my last, I do have 2 sheets of it. It's a miracle. This is the one I'm down to my last page of. It's so beautiful. It's got the dots in it. Just a tiny bit of glittering. It's just so versatile with all these papers. It kind of tones them down. Then, of course, as you see, I'm going to have to be using some cardstock. And then there'll probably be, if I can find another fall paper that works well with this paper, I may buy it. I'm going out of town, so maybe I'll find something that coordinates well with it, so I can change it up just a little bit, lighten it up just a little bit. Like for September, for instance, you know, I have the reds, the rusty reds, but I need, like, you know, more of the black. I'm sure I'll find something, because I'll probably do a school theme for that for the month of September. And this is just a little flower. I keep flipping it around. It's a little flower I made. One of the first flowers I made with my die that I purchased from Sissick. I used the, who is this paper by? I can never remember. Is it? I'm not going to get into the Christmas one. I'm just going to work with the fall one for now. I'm not even going to bother you with that right now. But as you can see here, here's the idea. Even though this is a different color of teal, it's still teal, and it's got the vintage. My albums will be vintagey. What do you call it? Not vintage as much as distressed. So I'll be having a distressed theme throughout my albums. Whether they're pastel or whatever. It won't be bright and perfect, you know, perfect color. So anyway, and then, so there's the idea that I'm going to be working on, the autumn, and I'll be using that caramel colored file folder, and then I'll be pulling out, you'll need to be pulling out your cardstock to match your papers, stamps. I have these sitting here right now. You'll be wanting to pull out your stamps. And what you'll do is, in our first class, we're going to work on this one. So I know September has passed. and October's knocking on the door, but we're going to be, well, you know what, we may, instead of this one, we may work on, since November is ahead of us, we may work on the October one first. So I may be doing a Halloween set with you. So you might want to pull out some of your Halloween stuff, like your borders, the basic stuff. Not necessarily everything you're going to need to decorate it, but if you can, that would be great, because I'm going to try to finish each section in each class. I don't want to carry it over to another one. So we're going to be doing 2 sets of pages. I call this a set, and we'll be doing 2 sets of that for Halloween. So yeah, you're going to want to pull out your blacks, your oranges, whatever that you're going to be using for your Halloween. I'm sorry I don't have that out. Hadn't thought about it. I don't really have time to do that right now. But you're going to want to pull that stuff out, and we're going to work on the Halloween one in the first class. Okay? So you know where I'm going after that will be to November, Thanksgiving time. But first we're going to work on the Halloween. Since I've already got this started, I'm going to pull out and get the Halloween one together. And we're going to do that in our first class, okay? So it'll be sometime during that week of Halloween, either before or after, maybe both. Maybe one will start before, and then we may have to go over into a second class. I'm thinking it's going to take probably 2 classes per month. So, you know, per month of the album. So, okay. So I hope I've covered everything I need to cover. Like I said, I may be coming on doing really short information videos if I think of things that I can bring on and show you, tell you about. Get your die cuts ready, borders, like if you want to use your punches to make borders. Get everything prepared and get ready, and we're going to work on the Halloween, okay? And I will see you. It'll be exciting. I will be posting this on my blog so that you'll have a link to get to my Ustream channel, and we're going to have tons of fun. Everybody have a great weekend and rest of the week, and I'll be seeing you soon.